Welcome to the 7 Steps to Fierce Flexible Dieter video series, or FFD video series, as we like to call it. I am so pumped to have you here. And let's dive into the first video. So, first of all, what is flexible dieting and how it differs from your other short-term shit that you gals may have turned to in the past? So, first of all, what is flexible dieting? So it's also known as IIFYM, or if it fits your macros. Loosely, it's meeting your daily macro targets through tracking apps like MyFitnessPal to get the results you want. So your macro targets, the 3 main macros are protein, carbs, and fats. And you can actually find out what your targets should be in my macro calculator on my website. Just head to elliefinlay.com.au and find out, how much protein you should be getting, how much carbs you should be getting, and how much fats you should be getting to get you to where you want to be. All right. So just have a little sus on my macro calculator. So that's what macros is. And basically, it's up to you to choose the foods that you want to help you hit those targets. Now, this has to be done in a smart way. So the best way to go about it is the 80-20 rule. 80% whole foods, 20% processed foods. That's where flexible dieting is really good, in the fact that it builds a really good relationship with food. You're not labeling foods anymore, and you have a good understanding about food energy content. So I just want to highlight that macros is superior over calorie counting, because it helps. There's a big focus on improving body composition. For example, it makes sure that you're getting enough protein. It makes sure that you're getting enough carbs and fats, rather than just calorie counting, where yes, you may be in your calories, but you may be filling all that up with just carbs. And as a result, craving a lot because you're not getting your protein in, or you're not building the muscle you want or having the tone you want because you're not hitting your optimal protein levels. Okay, so yes, definitely superior over calorie counting. It's a little bit more in-depth understanding, okay? So how does flexible dieting differ from your short-term shit extremes that you gals may have turned to in the past? So I'm talking like, maybe you've turned to keto in the past. Maybe you've turned to a really rigid written diet plan, or maybe you've just gone on a shake diet. So the problem with those things is they're just telling you what to do. It's quite easy to just be like, man, I'm just going to cut out all the carbs, or, I'm just going to replace 2 meals a day with shakes. That's easy to understand, that's easy to do, but long term, it will be your downfall, in the fact that, look, you're gonna have events on, you're gonna have birthdays, you may go away on holiday, and you may feel like a failure if you start eating these foods that you've restricted from yourself. So it really creates a terrible relationship with food as well. Now, with flexible dieting, that's not the case, right? So you are in control. You choose the foods that you enjoy, so you're never bored. You have the ability to change up your meal in a smart way if that's what you want to do. And you can eat when you want. You can have your treats, whatever you want. You can change that up. There's a lot of food education about it. And as a result, you're not stuck in a rigid plan, or you're not forever cutting out carbs, right? And that's a really good thing about it, is the fact that it will improve your relationship with food. You're not labeling foods anymore. So say, for example, if you turn to keto, you might be labeling carbs as bad. So if you have a piece of bread, you might just be like, oh, stuff it, I've blown it. And then as a result, you might start binging, yo-yoing, losing weight, gaining weight. And it's just a terrible place to be, right? The thing with flexible dieting is that it's not about that. There's no good or bad foods. You can have, I fit in, for example, right now, a little Kinder chocolate, and you can be all right with that. And there's no unnecessary anxiety around food. So Food education, learning how to eat instead of being told what to eat, and a big improvement in food relationship. And if that's where you are right now, this is definitely the approach for you. Third thing, you're able to maintain your social life. So a lot of those short-term extreme things, like, you know, you have to really restrict yourself. I mean, maybe you can't get takeaway, and maybe, you know, you can't feel like you can't eat out with your friends. The thing with flexible dieting is you can still do those things with zero guilt, you know, especially when you get really good at this. You know, you can still have a burger and chips knowing that, you know, that's not going to hinder your results. So you're still able to do those things, enjoy your life. Linking into that, because you have that food education, because you can still go out and have that social aspect, it's sustainable. It's long term. It's a lifestyle. And you can see how when you're turning to those short term extremes, it's not going to be sustainable. You're not going to get the results and make them stick, because you'll be forever, you know, turning to your next short term plan or yo-yoing backwards and forwards or whatever. So you are given the tools in flexible dieting to stay consistent. Last thing, it's enjoyable. It's not a grind. So say, for example, for me, when back in the day when I was on a written plan, chicken and quinoa, whatever, it was such a grind to get through the week. And I was just, you know, hanging for my cheat day, which, you know, as we know, is shit and just an excuse to binge. Well, now that I am a flexible dieting pro and macro coach, I enjoy every single meal. I can have a treat every single day. I don't label foods anymore. I know that I can go to a wedding and I have the tools to, you know what to eat beforehand, know what to eat there, so that I'm not hindering my results and I'm still always progressing forward, right? So you're able to sustain those results no matter what pops up in your life. And you know, what more do you need than that? So a common thing that I have found with gals is that first starting flexible dieting, there's a lot of overwhelm. You know, it might seem quite confusing. And I was exactly the same. The first time I started flexible dieting, I cried. I was like, just tell me what to eat. I don't want to do this. And, you know, it took a little bit. But this is where FFD comes in. This is why I made 7 Steps to Fierce Flexible Dieter, because it removes that overwhelm. Step by step, I take you gals through you know, how to eat around events, you know, how to fit in your treat, how to hit your macros in a smart way so that you're not getting hungry, so you're enjoying all your meals and able to stay consistent with it. And through this, and as you practice this, you'll really find that you'll never have to go on a written diet plan or extreme way of doing it again, because you're able to sustain this in a smart way. And not only that, improve your relationship with food, right? And I don't know about you, but I've been on the yo-yo before, and it sucks, you know. So sometimes you do have to slow down to speed up, and although flexible dieting is a little bit of learning, long term, you will thank yourself for this. So yeah, that's it. That's what flexible dieting is, and that's how it differs from the short-term shit you gals have tried in the past. So make sure you are checking your emails. The second video will be sent out super soon, and it is all about how you can break the yo-yo and how you will never have to go on another written diet plan again. So make sure you're looking out for that, and have a good day.